Yo, what's up, people? And I am glad to see that there are people actually waiting to see me go live. Lee Priest will be joining us shortly. He's running a little late, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, whatever it is. While he's gone, let me just run through the sponsors. So, of course, I'd like to thank Beer League Warriors Apparel. Go to beerleaguewarriors.com for your great gym apparel, and that is in the description. Also, Novoxidil for male pattern baldness or any baldness for that matter. Please go to Novoxidil. Supposedly it really works. I have been rocking the bald look for some time, and I kind of like it, so I will not be using it. But then again, you never know, maybe. Discount code JOHN. And those of you out there in Europe looking to put on some gains and need a good supplement line, www.american-sups, that's supps.com. Everywhere out there in Europe, they are stationed in Germany. Discount code is SAS10, and it is all in the description. Yes, it is. And Stacy, my dear friend Stacy, how are you? Stacy has a YouTube channel where she reviews all different bodybuilding protein stuff or bodybuilding things like low salt or low sugar jelly or low salt or low sugar barbecue sauce or protein bars or protein shakes or things like that. Stacy, what is the name of your YouTube channel so we can give everybody a shout out? It's actually not bad. She just actually went over and did a video on one of my favorite protein bars, actually. And I actually put it on my Instagram. What's the name of your YouTube channel, Stacy? I don't remember what the name of it was. You're going to kill me, but just let me know so I can give a shout out. Oh, it's just Stacy Masita. Okay.
SAS10 and get 10% off.
What's up, Big Lee?
Oh my God, it's been one of those days. I haven't stopped. Fuck.
Oh God. Here we go. Look who it is, Lee. Lee, we are in the presence of greatness.
Who?
It is Tracy Walker, Nick Walker's mom.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Walker. How's Nick doing? See some photos you've been posting.
Nick looks like he looks very refreshed and rested in his new pics. I actually messaged him that and told him that he looks very refreshed and he looks rested in these upcoming these progress pics he's been putting up. So,
well, it's good because people have realized too, bodybuilding, it's not just physical. Sometimes you can just need a break mentally too, and that can make all the difference because sometimes the mental drain is more so than the physical side. Because if this isn't in the right place, this shit down here doesn't follow and stuff. So,
Absolutely. And great people. Her and her husband. So I met them at the New York Pro. And I'm sure Nick is going to have a great 2025 season. Looks like he's making all the right moves for 2025. So I'm sure he's going to have a great
to listen to people talk shit. Oh, he didn't compete here. He didn't compete there. He's done. It's like, just use that for motivation to shut the fuckers up. Everyone's an expert online these days. It's like,
oh, tell me about it.
But it's good to see that because Nick's parents remind me of my mum and that they're always very supportive of me. But when I first got into it, my mum's like, bodybuilding? You don't want to look like that, do you? And even my grandmother was like, bodybuilding, all the veins and muscles. And in the beginning, they hated it. But towards the end, they were my biggest fans to the point where it was just like, Mum, Nan, shut up about bodybuilding. I can't take it anymore. And that's the thing I regret. I've said it before. Because when I lived in America, my grandmother always wanted to talk about bodybuilding, and this is why you don't take anything for granted. They would call up and I'd say, oh, fuck bodybuilding. Here, talk to whatever girlfriend I was with or wife at the time. But then it's like now they've passed away. I'm like, fuck, I'd give anything to be able to talk to them again. So don't waste time, people dicking around. Make sure you talk to your loved ones and friends while you still got them.
Lee, I need to tell you something. I was thinking about this over the weekend. Over the weekend, I was very sick. I'm starting to feel better. I had diarrhea. It was really bad. I don't know. I'm all fucked up.
Speaking of diarrhea, all I had today early this morning was a milkshake, and I'm lactose intolerant. And I just went to the toilet then. I could have shit through the eye of a needle. Trust me. I was like,
But I need to tell you something. We're friends at this point, obviously.
oh yes.
But
Do tell. No one. It's just you and me here, John. Just you and me.
yeah, nobody else is watching. Yeah, no, not at all. But I really need to tell you something. I don't know if you realize the impact that you have on people, one, but also on people like me and Kenton from EP09, because we are considered small bodybuilding channels. And you are an elite pro, always have been, right? And you
knock it off. I'm just a dickhead, mate. I've always said, look,
I know, but let me just say this so people understand. Yeah. All right, don't listen. You have the ability to go on any podcast you want with one phone call or one text message. You could go on Dennis James. You can go on Fuad. You can go on Dave Palumbo. You can go on any one of these guys. But you always say yes, and you're a regular for me and EP09. And I don't think people understand the impact that you make, because nobody else at your level does that. Nobody else at your level even nobody else at your level even responds to my messages.
They don't.
No.
Hell,
I've asked
at least respond to make a fucking excuse at least. Come on.
I mean, I've asked Fuad 3 times to come on. I've asked Dennis James to come on. I've asked you, Chris Cormier, who has said he would come on, but then like he kind of
let me talk to Chris. I'll get Chris on.
No, it's okay. It's not about that. It's just the fact that coming on once is one thing, but devoting your time to smaller podcasts like me and EPL09, I just want to let you know that does not go unnoticed, and I'm very, very appreciative that you do this.
Well, thank you. But like I said, just because I had a pro card and I was this like elite bodybuilder back when fucking Noah was building the ark and shit, it's like, I don't see myself as that. To me, I'm just like anybody else. I go to the gym. I like to train. Yeah, I got a pro card. Whoop you fucking do. It doesn't make me any better than the guy who's a plumber, who's a great plumber beside me working out. So I never got into the whole ego. Do you know who I am? I'm just the guy that loves to train. And okay, great. If I happen to get to a level that inspired other people and helped other people, and my silly stories about me trying to commit suicide and other things people can relate to, that's good because it has helped people out in that aspect. But I've never put myself above anyone. To me, we're all equal. We're all good at something. So, yeah. But some of them do. Some of them do think, do you know who I am? I'm like, oh, fuck off. You're a bodybuilder with a pro card, dickhead.
Have you always been like that? Because I've noticed that when people are successful early in life, like in their early 20s, like somebody like you, like it really separates them from reality. When people become, generally speaking, when people become more successful later in life, like after 40, they kind of understand the struggle, right? But somebody like you who shot to the top, like almost immediately, how did you able to stay so grounded?
Because I never got into that whole, do you know who I am? I always just see myself as Lee. And even today, I just went to visit my friend. I had to set up his TV, and I'm walking out. As I come out of his house, there's a guy across the road with his shirt off, and he's just like, oh my God. And he starts bowing. I'm like, oh, g'day. He goes, I'm in the presence of a legend. I said, no, I'm just an old cunt, mate. Don't worry about it. He's like, no, you've helped me a lot. I've watched your podcast. And I said, mate, I'm just nobody's like, oh no, you're a somebody. So I still don't get that, because to me, I'm just Lee, and that's how I've always been. And like I said, it's good if I do motivate people and people do think that, but I do find it embarrassing when I'm out and people go, oh my God, you're Lee Priest. Can I get a photo? I can take photos with him, but just the way that, oh, you're Lee Priest. I'm like, oh, I'm just Lee, mate. I'm no better than you. Yeah, I was a good bodybuilder. You're probably a great electrician. That doesn't make me any better than you, because I had a pro card in bodybuilding. I said, if my lights go out, I can't fix fucking shit. So you're probably you're better than me, because you can at least put the fucking electricity back on. I'll just electrocute myself.
Well, man, it's great. So I just wanted to let you know that it's much appreciappreciated. And so,
and EP is on here now. Look at that.
Yeah,
I've got the good shirt on today too. Four-time indictment champion.
That's right. Not bad. Yeah, I have my Serious Silliness bodybuilding sweatshirt.
Oh.
All right. So
I see Ken's is on there.
yeah. Actually, you know what? Kenton, are you available, or are you just here to say hello? If you want, I'll send you the link. Just message me.
He's probably sitting there naked watching me, so he can't come on. He's having a moment to himself.
Can't wait to get to Florida. I'm getting a MAGA hat, bro. I'll just send you one.
So this morning, here's how my morning went. I got up at like 5, went to the gym, raced home, did the Nick DiPaolo podcast.
Oh, how did that go? Tell me about that.
Good.
I love Nick DiPaolo. Is hilarious. I love that guy.
Did you watch the first one I did with him? I sent you the link to it.
Yeah, well, I didn't see the first one. No, I saw that you sent me the link, but I'm definitely going to watch it. Matter of fact, I'll watch it right after this.
And then I just did the second one with him, just telling funny stories. I like his sense of humor because he's like a comedian. I used to know Bobby Slayton that used to be at Gold's Gym. And
I remember Bobby Slayton. Yeah.
It's like very just straightforward, tells it like it is, very offensive. And I like that type of humor. So I've been following Nick on all the YouTube and that, and wrote to him a couple of times. He wrote back, and then he would mention me quite a few times on his show, Bodybuilder Lee Priest, and I'd just send funny stuff to him in the email. He's like, I got to have you on the show to tell some of your stories. So he had me on. He's like, I can't believe these fucking stories are real. I go, yeah, they're real.
Nick DiPaolo is fucking hilarious, man. Like he just has like there was this one, it's my favorite clip of him. He's doing stand-up and this lady can't stop laughing. She just has this contagious laugh and he rips into this lady. It's hilarious. And he's just a real down-to-earth guy. I believe he's from Boston, right? I think he's from Boston.
Yes. Back. He's lives in Savannah, Georgia now. Yeah, but
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Mr. John, kindly consider sending me Chuck Zito's Trump is the best fucking best fuck the rest. Sure.
A lot of good shirts. Where I got this one from is you ever watch Officer Tatum on YouTube?
No.
Officer Tatum, Tatum, used to be a police officer. He's got a great podcast, really good to watch. He really gets stuck into everyone and Biden and them. But he's got a whole range of different T-shirts with Donald Trump on and that. Check him out. He's got tons and tons of them. If you love Donald Trump shirts and funny ones, you'll check him out.
All right. I'll definitely check him out.
Brandon Tatum, but Officer Tatum, I think it is on YouTube and that.
Well, we have a bunch of questions we have to get to, right? Where are you? Let me see. And I've
got to tell you that I did the Milos and Chris Tuttle podcast on that Riverside. It took 2 hours to download. Then I went and fixed my friend's TV. Then I raced back and picked up the wife, and now I'm home. Oh,
damn. Well, thank you, sir. I kindly appreciate that. Where is
my wife told the girl at work, can you start 10 minutes early? Lee's got a podcast to do. He says, I got to get out of here.
Oh, shit. Where are all the questions? I don't need all those suggestions. Get out of here.
I asked you a question on there.
Yeah. All right. We'll just go through it. Okay. Yeah. Let's start with your question. You asked me if I shaved my asshole. So the truth of the matter is, no, I don't shave my asshole, but I nair my asshole.
Oh, wouldn't that burn? I remember nair cream used to burn a bit on the skin.
Yeah, but I use nair for shower.
Well, just for assholes, is it? Just says nair for assholes.
Exactly.
If you're an asshole, you got to use this cream. That's you.
Yeah, exactly. So what I do is, before I'm getting in the shower, I get the shower nair, and I rub it all up in my fucking asshole and everything, right? Then I get in the shower. Yeah. And you gotta use a white cloth. You can't use any other color because you got to see what's coming off, right? So once you start feeling the tingling, right? You go,
I gotta say, okay. When you send me funny text messages saying out of the blue, you're gay, I'm gonna start sending that to you because anyone that knows they're fucking asshole is fucking gay. You're a fag. Fucking hell. I'm just doing it as a joke. I didn't really think you fucking did it.
No, I didn't have my asshole. Yeah. So then you get the white cloth, right? You put some soap on it, and then you start cleaning.
So you can see the shit stains on it. Yeah.
So you can see the hair that comes off.
Yeah.
So, you know, because if you use a dark colored one, you can't see the hair that comes
They
off. So you don't
wipe
know
up
when
in the
it's done.
shower later, wash her face with the same white cloth. Tell your wife, just use the same white cloth. It's got nair on it. It'll get rid of your fucking mustache.
Yeah. And then before you know it, it's all nice and smooth and kissable, man. That's it.
Oh, well, they give your wife a fucking trophy for kissing that asshole.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Oh, God. She
He
try it
deserves
sometime, bro.
He deserves a medal, the bronze star.
Yeah. You got to get nair for shower nair. That's what you got to get. Yeah, it's not as you know.
You're a fag like John. Now you know what to use to keep your boyfriend
Yeah.
happy.
Oh, wait. I missed a step. If you wait too long, and it starts to get irritated and burned, you get Neosporin after you get out of the shower. You rub that Neosporin in your asshole, knocks it right out, bro.
Oh, that's great tips. Thank you.
Not a problem. We got a question from my friend Kevin. From India. Mr. John, I have a question from Mr. Lee. What are the best lifts? Squats, deadlifts, bench, barbell rows, military presses?
Oh, Jesus. Squats, I think, was like 775 for 6. Bench was about 525. These are in pounds for 5. Barbell rows, I think 4 plates. Military presses was 4 plates. But what that is, I don't know. Hello there.
What's going on?
What's up,
Cancer? Did you listen to how to nair your asshole?
Yeah.
Briefly, and that's where I was like, all right, I'll just wait till I jump on. I don't need you don't gotta spoil everything before I even fucking get here, right?
I'm telling you, man, listen to me, you'll go places, bro.
I want your asshole feeling fresh while you're down there diving, cleaning shit underwater.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like when you get a razor, you can't see everything, so you might miss.
Why do you need to shave it for and nair it anyway? It's not like you're going back there to do anything. You can't fucking see it. Who are you trying to please here?
I just don't want to have a hairy asshole.
But you don't know. You can't see it. How the fuck do you know if it's hairy?
I know I can't see it.
You can probably feel it. You can probably feel it.
Hanging off it like a goat. What the fuck are you?
I know I can't see it, but I've seen guys with hairy assholes, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want a hairy asshole.
Where are you hanging out there where you see hairy fucking assholes?
Or we're plumbers.
The plumbers crack, the pants come down.
Yeah, exactly. Holy shit.
So when you're bending over, you feel, oh, look at my asshole. I'm nice and smooth. All the other plumbers walk past jealous of John going, oh, look at that smooth ass. Whoa.
Yeah, I have a smooth. Yeah. Lee Priest, your top 3 bodybuilders of all time.
Oh my God. You couldn't have top 3 because there's too many. Like, of course, you could say all the Mr. Olympias. Everyone who's won the Olympia is a great bodybuilder. But then there's someone like Tom Platz, Mike Matarazzo. There's been Paul Dillette. There's been too many bodybuilders that are good. Or, like I said, some of the guys who have won pro shows or Olympias aren't always the best bodybuilders because they're fucking assholes and egotistical pricks. So someone like Matarazzo, great personality, great guy. Tom Platz never won the Olympia, but yet down to earth, great guy. You can shoot the shit with him. So I prefer those type who are more approachable, to down to earth. They're not stuck up on, that sort of thing.
Exactly what we were talking about before. Kenson, did you hear that part where I thanked Lee for coming on our shows?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
What do you agree with that sentiment? And you're like, fuck Lee Priest, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, fuck that prick.
Well,
trying to get kicked off YouTube.
Well, when I looked at the comments of my last video that was on there, Lee, when you were on, somebody said that Lee was a bisexual, and I was like, but he probably doesn't give a fuck.
That's the thing. They say that because of that one threesome story. Remember, I said the guy blew me in a threesome back in the early 2000s. I said it happened once. I never thought about it since. I've never been like, oh, I need to happen again. So I think if I was bisexual, I could go out looking for it and get a guy if I needed that. But that hasn't happened since then. So I must be a very closeted one that I don't even know myself.
Yeah, did I ever tell you the story where I was at a rest stop late at night? I was driving home from. I was on a late shift, and in Jersey there's a million rest stops. Okay, so I was on a really really late shift. And it was 3 to 11, so I was driving home. So I was probably there about 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Time 3 to 11, exactly. Yeah.
Oh well, that's the shift. 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. So this guy, I'm waiting in the car, I was carpooling. My boy is getting like something to drink or something like that, right? So when I first got the job and I was living in Staten Island, and this weird guy just comes over to the car and he's like, "Oh, it's cold out." Because I opened the window when he came down. I'm like, "What's up?" And he goes, "Oh, it's cold out." And I went, "Yeah, to just go inside." And he's like, "Oh, it must be warm in there." I was like, "Yeah. Why don't you go inside or go in your own car?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea." And he just fucking walked away. And I'm like, this guy wanted me to fucking blow him for some money. That's probably what happened.
You had the perfect chance to show him your beautifully made asshole.
Your one chance for compliments, Sean.
Well, you could have put your window. You could have put your window up, pulled your pants down, and just teased him through the glass.
Why don't we delve into that a little bit? Not my asshole, but top 5 or top 6 bodybuilders of all time. Let's just break it down. Kenton, I guarantee you, Kenton's got a good list.
Oh, for top 5 of all time?
Yeah, of all time.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. I mean, you can easily go Ronnie Coleman and then Phil Heath. Those are easy ones.
Right.
Lee Haney, you have to put in there. You know, of all time. Dexter Jackson.
Okay.
Definitely one of the best of all time. And then that 5th place spot, you probably have to go Dorian. I mean, I know it's kind of generic to go all Olympia champions, but the fact of the matter is they really are the best of all time.
Would we have to put Arnold on it though? Because Arnold brought it mainstream with the movies and that and Pumping Iron, or
yeah. That's a rough
I mean, yes, I suppose you do. You do.
I'm just talking on stage as a bodybuilder, not whether the guy's a prick or whether he had a great career afterwards.
Just what I said for sure.
Yeah. So here's mine. This is my top 5. This is a rough one though. Ronnie, Lee Haney, Arnold, Phil, Dorian. That's
where's Lee Priest on that list? You
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Lee,
the one that almost sent Ronnie to retirement. You left him off the list.
Yeah, he almost had a conniption fit that he lost to you. That's right.
He still mentions it every podcast or every seminar he's at. He still talks about it.
Yeah.
What about you? Yeah. What do you think? Top 5 of all time?
Me?
Yeah.
I'd probably say the same, but I'd probably put Arnold in just because Arnold was so well known and with the movies and that sort of thing. Because I think when we were all young, I think we all looked up to Arnold just because of the bodybuilding, then the Conan movies and Terminator movies. So I'd probably him in there.
100%.
Yeah, that's what I say. That for all time, it's hard because you've got different generations. You know, the 70s to the 80s, the 80s to the 90s.
Yeah,
there's been so many in each sort of thing. It's hard to say this was the best because, like I said, I think Tom Platz, because I watched a lot of Tom Platz's seminars and the way he was with people and the charisma he had on stage and all of his seminars, he was so straightforward when it came to answering questions about drugs or anything back in the day. So, you know, I like to put people on it who are, like I said, just down to earth. And, you know, they're not the ego-driven ones. They just do it because they love it. Like if they weren't being paid, they'd still train because they love it. They're not doing it for the money and stuff.
All right. Well, so you got one. Arnold.
Arnold. There you go. I'll go Arnold, Tom Platz, Paul Dillette, because Paul lived with me and I knew he was a good guy. Of course, you could say like Phil Heath and Ronnie Coleman because they were, you know, the best of the best and hard to beat Ronnie's physique back in the day. But I'm more going on the people I know and their personalities and how they are to fans and that more than actually how they are on stage. So,
yeah. Okay, Loho, John, you have to choose one. Have Paul Dillette's physique, have a threesome with Lee after you heard his threesome experience.
Choose wisely.
I'll take Paul Dillette's physique. That's not.
I'd have to go with Paul Dillette's physique on that.
That's not really a punishment, is it?
I don't want to look like Paul. I'm going to rather have a guy suck me off. Okay.
That's because I think one of the episodes ago or two ago, I said I was never a fan of Paul Dillette's physique. I said he always had an ugly physique to me.
And
so this guy's like, my friend Kevin from India. Here's his list: Arnold, Dorian Yates, Ronnie Coleman, Lee Haney, Jay Cutler, Frank Zane, Sergio Oliva, Flex Wheel, Lee Priest, there you are, Kevin Levrone, my top 10. All right, very cool.
Because I'm on here. He goes on another podcast. Fuck you, Lee. You're cut
Let's
No. Lee, I think you do make it on a lot of top 10 lists. You know,
definitely. Top 10, probably, yeah.
Yeah. I'm there for the short. I'm there for the short guys.
All right, so here's another question. Wicked Mind, Body, Soul. Thoughts on Samson's look at 325? I think he looks fucking insane.
Yeah, he looks fucking huge. Like he's in good condition.
He looks like
he's going to win another Arnold.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, he's definitely the favorite to go in. I think this is the last. The end of the week is the deadline to put your papers in to get invited to the Arnold this year. Right?
The Arnold's only like 12 weeks away, isn't it? The Arnold, really?
Yeah. He's a better. He's just a better version of Ramy, or he's the better version of any big man that's been on stage. You know, any big dude, any mass monster, he's a better version of because of his structure and his balance and his symmetry. He's just all, these guys got it all. That's it.
Are you going to the Arnold, John?
No, I'm not, unfortunately.
It's a quick trip. You could fly over for the weekend. I'll be there. What more?
You're going?
Yeah, I'm going with Gym Reapers. I'll be there.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll look into that. Dillette in my eyes, probably the craziest genetics of all time. Just my 2 cents. Craziest genetics of all time? I'd have to go with Kevin Levrone, because that guy would literally do nothing, and then like fucking 12 weeks out of the Olympia, he would turn into a top 5 Olympian. I mean,
I did that was Stridham. Remember when Stridham had a shoulder injury, he stopped training and he just went down to like nothing. And then when he sort of got back into training and he said he was back on the growth and that, I swear week by week, it looked like he was putting on 10 pounds of muscle every week. You're like, what the fuck? The next week you see him like, what the fuck? Talk about muscle memory and a hyper responder. It's like, fuck.
Do you know who had crazy genetics? There was I don't know if you know Lee. You definitely know who he is. Leon Brown.
Yeah.
Leon Brown would go into the gym and he would only train chest and buys. He would never train legs. He would never train back. He would never train. Anytime you talk to him, because he lived on Staten Island and he used to train at the same gym as I trained at. It was a Pump and Iron gym on Staten Island, and he would every time you talk to him, what are you training? I'm sorry, chest and buys. And he would literally be fucking shredded, symmetrical. It was just unbelievable. Let's see. There was another question from Ron is the man. Here we go. Has Lee Priest ever measured his arms? If so, how big were they at its peak?
I measured them once when I was bulked up. They were 24. Contest time, they were 21.5.
Wow. Damn. That's a big ass arm, son.
And I used to have Steve Neese. Steve Neese used to write for Muscle Mag. Remember back in the day, he always had that Muscle Beach column. And he'd actually come around the gym. He'd be like, Lee, how big are your arms? And almost like that guy that goes around the expos with the scales. He'd be like, hey, Lee, how big arms? I'm like, oh, about 21. And he pull out a tape measure. Can I measure? I'm like, sure, go ahead. They'll be like 21.25 C. But it was so funny because you'd ask guys that in the gym, like Steve Neese was doing this way before that guy used to go around the expos. This was back in the late 90s. He'd go in the golds and ask the bodybuilders, what do you weigh and how big are your biceps? And there was a scale. He goes, do you want to go hop on the scale and prove it? Most would be like, no. He says, let me measure. Oh, no, I'm carb depleted. Like, they'd have so many excuses. It's like, who gives a shit? I'd never. Even that guy, what's his name? Eric, he came up to me to Expo once. He's like, how tall are you, Lee, and what do you weigh? I'm like, I'm about 5'5" and a bit. And right now I think I'm about 105 kilos. He gets out to take measure. You're right. And I hopped on the scale. I was like 106. I was a kilo more than what I said. So I'm like, oh. I
don't understand for the life of me. I don't understand why that is insulting to go up to a bodybuilder and say, how much do you weigh and have the scale there. I don't get it.
If you're saying this is what I weigh and this is my height, and then someone says, come on, prove it, why get upset if that's what you've been saying? It's like,
I mean, I don't understand. Or even if you guess wrong, let's say, oh, I'm 210 and it's you're 195. All right, I was wrong. I don't. Yeah. Okay, I don't know why.
I just look down and go, fuck, I better start eating more.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I think it's because the assumption is that most guys lie about it.
Apparently, Jesus. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good question, Lee. Who was the best Superman? Reeve or Cavill? To me, Christopher Reeve is the only Superman.
Christopher Reeve is the original, and then after Christopher
Yeah.
Reeve, I'd go Cavill. But I did like when Brandon Routh did that Superman Returns.
Did you really?
He did look like a young Reeves.
He did. He did.
And then now this new guy playing Superman looks like a younger Cavill. But they should have just stuck with Henry for Superman. That's the only thing I hate with Superman, Spider-Man, and Batman. They keep changing them all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, Wolverine's the same. Deadpool's the same.
Yeah, that's true. To me, there's only one Superman. It's Christopher Reeve, and that's really it. I was watching the original last night.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right. I sent you the video footage. Here's a fun fact. I
didn't mind George Reeves from the old TV show. Remember the old TV show?
Yeah.
George Reeves. And then I did like I think it's into the last season now, Lois and Clark, Superman and Lois on TV. It's not a bad series. I enjoy that.
Here's a fun fact for you. I don't know. That movie was released in 1978, so it was probably made in 77, give or take. And The Godfather had revived Marlon Brando's career. Before The Godfather, his career was in the shitter. During the mid to late 60s into the very early 70s, nobody wanted to work with him because he was a nut. Right? So, but The Godfather had revived his career. And when they offered him the part to play Superman's father, and this is what 1977, give or take, he was in 20 minutes of the movie, I believe, maybe 15 minutes, and he got $4 million back then. God damn.
It's a lot of money back in the 70s.
You would not be like one of them, my son. Your powers would be great beyond theirs. The sun would give you strength. And actually, I did a posing routine. I don't know which. It's on YouTube. I remember it because it has it at the beginning. Why Earth, Jarrell? And then it has his voice saying,
"Yeah,
because Earth, his powers will be far beyond those of a mortal man. His abilities," and had all that voiceover before the Superman music started. Before I come out.
It's just classic.
He'll look like one of them, but he'll not be one of them.
Even Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor was just fucking great, man.
Miss Tessmacher.
Miss Tessmacher was a piece of ace. I would love to know how many dicks she sucked to get that part. Because every producer in Hollywood.
Who was the other little guy? Who was the other little guy that was helping him all the time?
Jesus, what was his name?
He was
Otis.
Otis, that's it. Otis.
He was in that movie with Burt Reynolds. I forgot the name of the movie where he gets anally.
Oh, Deliverance.
Yeah, Deliverance. Did you ever see that?
No,
Hanson?
that's
Really?
not what I've seen. No.
Squeal like a pig. Squeal like a pig.
Yeah. And Otis got it right into Keister. Anyway, next question from.
Sounds good. I'm going to watch that when I jump off here. Yeah.
Next question from Fran is the man. What makes a good pre-workout? So, I just happen to have a good pre-workout right here. This is Jason Arns' I Prevail Subs line, Rogue X. And I happen to have a less expensive version of pre-workout. This is Nitroflex. Okay. So this one was about $20. And this one was about 55.
Yeah, but that one looked like you get more in the other one too.
Yeah, no, it's just a bigger bottle. This is filled to the top.
Okay.
So in the cheap one, let's see. In the cheap one, we have oh God.
John, you're not going to try and read the ingredients, are you?
Why don't they make this a little smaller?
People say, look, a good pre-workout is one that doesn't make you crash. You don't get all hot and shaky and get the jitters and get hot flushes. A good pre-workout should just give you nice sustained energy and focus, not to the point where you have them and you feel like you're on fucking acid sometimes. And I took this once. It said helps you focus, and my God, I got onto the treadmill. I had to get off. I thought I was going to pass out. It was like I just slipped some MDMA. I was just like, my head was all fucking over the place. I'm like, this is the worst fucking feeling ever. So I'm very sensitive to stimulant type 1. So if it says take a scoop, I start with a quarter and work my way.
This one has, the cheap one has 325 milligrams of caffeine, 1,000 milligrams of nitrocyanine. I don't know what the hell that is. 1,500 milligrams of beta alanine, 200 milligrams of boron citrate. And this one is not time released. That means all 325 milligrams hit you like a ton of.
I had a thing here. I was thinking, we always talk about all these young people dying in bodybuilding now. Because you think about it, pre-workouts were never around when I started. They came in probably, mid-90s, late 90s,
later than that.
Okay, yeah.
What was the first one?
Probably later, early 2000s.
Actually, no, you know what? You're right about that because they had ephedrine in a lot of drinks.
Yeah, but I was thinking...
Yeah, that's not the same,
has anyone ever done a study? Because you figure, if you started bodybuilding in the mid-2000s and you started using heaps of pre-workout and you're drinking coffee, then on top of that, you're drinking energy drinks. Mm-hmm. For a young heart, that's a lot of stimulants. So who knows that, maybe these pre-workouts and stimulants could also be affecting people's hearts, because I see young kids going to school, 14, 15, drinking the big cans of Monster Energy, drinking coffee drinks and stuff. And back in the day, no young kid was having stimulants like that, causing the heart to fucking race and that. So maybe that could be a cause, not just the steroids, people. Maybe it could be all these fucking stimulants.
A combination, yeah, absolutely.
Some people take 4 scoops. They're like, I've been taking this so long, I need 4 scoops. I'm thinking, that's over 1,000 milligrams of caffeine, for fuck's sake.
No, absolutely. So here's Rogue X. I will just briefly break this down. Rogue X has an extended release caffeine, which gives you, it doesn't give you that, bolt of energy right away that you feel with the cheaper versions. Niacin, calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, L-citrine, beta alanine, beta pure, which is I don't even know what the fuck that is. L-tyrosine, nitro rocket argula extract.
What? Nitro rocket argula.
Oh, you'll like this, Lee. Pink Himalayan salt.
Oh, I use pink Himalayan salt. That's all I put on my meat. My wife's always like, do you want gravy on your steak? I said, the only thing I ever put on steak is salt. I hate gravy. I hate anything else. I don't like ketchup. I don't like anything on steak apart from the steak.
And nitric oxide blend, green coffee bean extract, green tea extract, turmeric extract, tart cherry, blueberry, broccoli. Jesus. Well, you could see clearly that this is definitely a lot more bang for the buck.
I'm going to answer your friend Kevin Ross. No, I never had a coach or trainer.
Yes. No, Kevin. That is his claim to fame. He had never had a coach or a trainer. But really, nobody really did back then, though.
Let me tell you a joke, because you normally got jokes out there, John, but I just thought of a joke.
Go ahead.
This woman was giving her husband a blowjob, and she's often sucking him off, and all of a sudden, his cock comes off and goes in the throat. She goes, oh my God, I got to go to the doctor. She goes to the doctor and goes, doctor, I was giving my husband a blowjob and I was sucking him, and his cock got stuck in my throat. It fell off. The doctor's like, fuck off, go away. That can't happen. She goes, I'm telling you the truth. I was blowing him and his cock fell off and it's got stuck in my throat. The doctor's like, you're wasting my time. Get out of here. There's no way his cock can be stuck in your throat. And she's like, it is. And the doctor's like, then prove it to me. She's like, okay.
You're a nasty motherfucker, man.
You're welcome.
All right.
I didn't see that one coming.
So since we're gonna be nasty, all right.
Literally.
Since we're gonna be nasty, I'll tell you a nasty joke. Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't have enough of this, but all right. There's a couple. They've been married for 30 years, right? Mm-hmm. And they wake up on their 30th anniversary, and the wife looks over at him and says, "Boy, you're still as handsome as the first day that I met you." He's like, "You know what? Anything you want today is our anniversary. Anything you want. What do you want?" And he goes, "You know what, sweetheart? As great as our marriage has been for the last 30 years, there's something that's just been missing." And she goes, "What?" He goes, "You've never given me a blowjob." And she's like, "Okay, if that's what you want, that's what I'm gonna do." So she fucking goes down on him, right? A few minutes later, he's like, now that is what I'm talking about. That was the most amazing, earth-shattering experience I have ever experienced. And he goes, is there anything I could do for you? And she goes, go get towels. That was disgusting.
Ah, where did he come up with that stuff?
I don't know, man. It was gross. Anyway. Last question that I got. This was from... The question was, what do we think about Mish now suing Fuad?
I just saw, I think Matt on Muscle Discord put up something about that. And to me, it's so contrived. What I hate is when they keep saying he invited him over. But it wasn't the type of invitation you
wasn't like
tell your friend to come over. It's like, why don't you come over here? It's almost like I'm daring you to come over. And if you do
that's exactly what happened.
We're going to fight. You know it's going to be a bad interaction. You know you're not going over there to have a cup of tea and biscuits or whatever the fuck you're going to have. You know you're going over there to meet up. It's almost like, come say it to my face. Come here and say it.
Exactly what happened.
And then I heard his cameraman's even wanting to sue Fuad's, whoever was there, cousin, brother-in-law, or whoever. Nephew. It's like he wants this. To me, it's like Mish must be hard up for money because maybe looking at his video, he needs a bit of Ozempic or something, or fucking get on a treadmill. But
a bit. Holy fuck, man. He is massive, man. I was not expecting him to be that big. Like,
but I mean, he's making, and I don't think he realizes it, but he's making himself look like such a fucking ass. He goes there.
Like soy boy. It's like I should have been.
He was doing that from the start.
Yeah. Right. There, he, you know, I had him on once when he first came out, and people would say things.
And he was doing it then. Is what I mean from the start. He looked like a jackass then by bringing this up. You know.
And I had spoke to him. Man. I spoke to him when this whole thing happened. And, you know, I told him exactly what I told you. I was like, look, man, this isn't a good look. And he kind of guessed around. He kind of danced around coming on my show. And I'm like, listen, I'm not going to do that because I just don't want that kind of attention. It's a bad look. If somebody puts his hands on you, so if you went to the guy's house, Fuad shoved him, whoever's right or in the right or wrong. And then he, you know, he's saying, "Oh, my head," and he doesn't retaliate, doesn't hit back. He doesn't.
At a hospital, my head hurts.
Yeah, and then you decide that you're going to sue him. It looks premeditated to me.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you,
I lose all respect when you're going to meet someone to fight. I lose all respect when you got the camera rolling to begin with. Then you know it's all just bullshit. Because if you want to actually address someone with an issue, you're not thinking about cameras. You're going to go over, punch on, or talk it out like men. You don't need to fucking record it for the internet or anything else. That's just bullshit.
I just don't know what I don't know if you remember, but I said, where's the switch? Where is the switch? And what I was talking about was, where is that killer instinct? If I'm arguing with somebody, I can control myself. But once you put your hands on me,
it's just like whack reaction.
I wouldn't be able to control myself. So that's what I meant. Well, where is the switch? So maybe it looks like it was premeditated to me. Maybe he really did want either clout chasing, looking for money, so on and so forth, whatever the case may be. It's just.
Well, that's where I go back to the Nippard thing and Mike Van Wyck. They had this hate relationship going. You knew you shouldn't go up to him. And then when you see, you know, Jeff approaching Mike and he's got the camera there, once you know the camera's following and he puts his hand behind his back, you know it's all for reaction then. It's like, come on. It's like, why go poke the bear? You know you're not on talking terms, so why even go provoke it, you know?
So Fuad must be like kicking himself, but it must be like, boy, if I knew he was going to sue me, I would have fucking gave him like, you know, a combination. So at least it would have been worth it.
Exactly. Be like in the movie Casino or something. Really just go to town.
Yeah. Like, do you remember? I don't know if you ever remember this, but when Mike Tyson went to jail for grape, I can't say the word on YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. When he went to jail for grape, Kenton, I don't know if you remember this. You were a young guy. Well, I firmly believe if you ever like look into the evidence that he was innocent. He did not, you know, he did not force himself on that woman. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
I agree. That was all for the money
Yeah.
and shit with her. What's her name? Robin Givens. Was it Robin Givens?
Yeah. Robin Givens was his wife.
But did you ever see that interview they did that time when he was on the interview with her, and she just bit down and
Barbara Walters. Yeah, humiliated him.
Yeah,
in national TV. But anyway, when he comes out of jail, there was an interview. I don't remember. You could Google it, and he said, "I really wish I had raped the bitch. At least I went to jail for something."
Exactly.
And right there, as soon as he said that, I was like, "That is an innocent man."
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody would say that if they really did it. Nobody.
Exactly.
And then it comes out that he actually gave her oral sex. I don't know any rapist that wants to make you feel wonderful before you.
But it was like that. Remember when Kobe Bryant was done with that girl in the hotel room, and he said he raped her, and she was locked herself in the bathroom where there's a telephone to ring the front desk. But then at the trial, one of her best friends came out and said, after she had sex with him, she came out to the club describing his penis and the positions they did and stuff like that. That was all just for. That's the thing. When you become famous and popular with that much money, these girls think, oh, if you sleep with them, they're going to be your girl. When they find out, you're just a fuck, they're like, oh, okay, I'll get you.
Yeah, no, you literally become a target. It's ridiculous. There is, I don't know if you ever saw the ESPN documentary, Broke, and it's about all the athletes that went broke after they signed their big contracts, whether it's the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, whatever, right? And there's a ton of them. And they were talking about the reasons why they go broke, all these different reasons. And one of the reasons was women that target them. And as a matter of fact, there was a website during this time. This was maybe 10 or 15 years ago. It was called, Ballers Alert. And this website would tell you what celebrities would be in what major city, where they were going out after the game or whatever the case may be. And the girls would go there so that they could meet them. And, it's literally so that they could just throw themselves at them. And think about being 21, 25, 26, whatever. And then you go from being a nobody, you're a millionaire overnight. Everybody in the world wants to know you. And these girls are just throwing themselves at you. How do you control that at 25, 26, 21?
I said, I'd have cameras in the room. I'd have signed contracts because you ever hear that one? Jim Jeffries, the Australian comedian, he tells that funny story. He's like, you're with a girl and she's on the couch and you just run your hand up her leg and she's like, no, stop it. You go a bit further. She's like, no, don't stop. And you go a bit further. You put your hand in. She's like, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Why she's smiling. Then Jim Jeffries goes, trust me, when that's read out back in court, it doesn't sound as good. Your Honor, she said, no, stop it. No.
Yeah, that's right. Not a good read.
It's all that cutesy. Oh no, don't do it.
It's unbelievable. Kenton, how's your son doing, man? I saw you were doing push-ups with him on your back. You there, buddy? Did you freeze?
Well, I can still do more than him. So
I get. Say that again. I can't. You froze up.
No, I'm here. You got me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, he came through halfway. I was halfway through my chest workout, and usually I do warm-ups, and then I can do them when I'm a little fresher. But I still did half decent for about 80% good form and 26 good push-ups. But it's a weight distribution thing too, right? So that makes it a little bit more difficult because he's getting taller. It's not like when he was younger and lighter, of course, that it was a little bit easier to do push-ups with him. But it's 26 was pretty good. I'm working up to about 40, and then I want to get to 50.
How many can he do with you on his back at the moment?
Yeah. My brother does that with his grandson on his back.
John, can I lay on your back and you do push-ups?
No, I don't. I don't trust you.
And you got to get it. Yes, and get it on video, and it's going on your Ocast channel.
When you get really tight, I can whisper in your ear, "Give me one more, big boy." One more.
Maybe when we're in Vegas and we're all fucked up by the pool.
And then he'll give you 5. He'll ask for 1, and John will give you 5.
Yeah.
I'm not quite big, John, keep going. A couple more.
Last topic. Lunatics. Elliot Derman, 25 years old, winds up in the hospital. Did you hear about this, Lee?
I heard about it, but I don't really even know who he is or I saw it on like Dave. I saw a picture of him, but is he like a new pro or amateur or?
He's trying to go pro. He was supposed to be doing the nationals. I believe the nationals are this month, and he wound up in the hospital. And let me try. I'll just read.
Was it something like with the creatinine levels high or something? His kidneys shutting down?
No,
No.
I did a story on him actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Kenton, we'll go to you on this. He basically said, here were his symptoms. Extremely low blood pressure, dizziness, lightheaded, a heart rate that hadn't been under 110 for a week, chest pains, muscle spasms, difficulty breathing, extreme fatigue, weakness, inability to sleep, alongside a few more. I believe he also had blood clots, right?
Yeah.
And what else was there, Kenton?
25, did you say?
25 years old.
Yeah. He had blood clots in his lungs and in his heart. And he decided after a week of going through various symptoms that he would check himself into the hospital. This is his third time attempting to get his pro card and his fourth time with rhabdo. So he really, the big thing that he said was that he was going outside of what his coach was telling him to do. His coach was sending him a plan, and he was doing things outside of that plan. Quite a bit is the impression that I got. And he actually said that if he had been following his coach's plan, that he believes that this wouldn't have happened. So it was funny when I mean, obviously it's not funny. We want him to be okay. And he is actually out of the hospital now, and he's on the road to recovery here, which is good. But when I did the interview with Charles Griffin, it was actually the opposite way, where his coach, Matt Jansen at the time, was telling him to do a certain amount, and Charles decided to do less. Well, Elliot's coach was telling him to do an amount, and he decided to do more.
Right.
So it's kind of an interesting conversation in that sense of, should you be listening to your coach all the time? People say don't listen to your coach exclusively. But when it goes the other way, I think that's probably an instance where you're hiring a coach to be able to protect you to a degree as well. And maybe a lot of athletes don't consider that because there's so many high doses given by coaches out there.
I'd be very scared at 25 if that's happened to me already, and to that level, I'd be very scared about getting back into serious bodybuilding and pushing gear. And I'd be like counting my blessings and be like, you know what? I dodged a bullet here. I'm going to enjoy my life. Look, I can still go to the gym and train naturally. Right. I love going to the gym, love lifting, keep a nice physique. But you know what? It's not worth it if you're getting those problems. Who's to say the next time? Like I said, we hear it all the time. People get those pulmonary whatever in the lungs. You wouldn't think something like a little clock would just turn the lights off like that, and that's all it takes. He's lucky if he waited a week with clots all over the place like that, and that it's like I'll be counting my blessings and go, you know what? I've dodged a bullet. I got a second lease on life. I'm going to make the most of it and be as healthy as I can. So
it's he's posted like that before. No, he actually did make a post like that in 2023, where after he got out of the hospital that time, he actually had something on his Instagram to the effect of, I have, this appreciation for life. And I kind of chop it up to the pursuit of greatness at all costs. I mean, Lee, you've seen it plenty, I'm sure, in your time. To do whatever it takes, no matter what, is something that I think a lot of bodybuilders, especially younger bodybuilders, deal with, and sometimes deal with it in the improper way. And that's exactly what happened this time. It happened again, and unfortunately it happened again. So hopefully it is a lesson learned this time. It has to be at this point. I mean, he's not going to get away with it again.
No title, no bodybuilding title, even being Mr. Olympia, winning that's no good to you if you're dead, and it's no good to your family and everything else. So I'd be like, if this is the third time, I'd be like, someone's trying to tell you something, mate. It's like, you might have a good physique now, but that's the limit. If you're going to keep pushing it, you're not going to get another chance. You've been warned a couple of times. I'd be just heeding those warnings. And like I said, go to natural training if that's what you want to do, or find another avenue. If there's, bodybuilders, people, they say we're not really sports people because we just lift weights, but there's so many avenues you could go into in other sports, I'm sure. So
thank you, Lee.
Find something else that, whatever brings you joy. But to me, if that happened to me that many times, just if I ever took gear again and went to the gym, I'd be like, if I went to bed at night, I'd be like, is this the night I'm not going to wake up? It'd always be in the back of my head.
Right.
Like walking bomb. That's like waiting for something just to go.
Yep.
80 to, I'm going to go as far as 80 to 90% of athletes that are trying to get their pro card in any class, it's not worth it. I will go that far. It really isn't, because only the select few are going to make a living directly by bodybuilding. Only the top 10, maybe top 15 in the world, period. After that, you're on your own. And to put your health, your life on the line, to put your life on pause, if that makes any sense, and not build a family, not build wealth, not build a business, not find fulfillment elsewhere. You're wasting your time. A lot of these people, I know people say, "Oh, don't hate," and you got to be supportive, and you're negative. The truth of the matter is, the majority of these people aren't going to make it. And even if they do turn pro, what are you going to be, a third tier pro? I mean,
that's the thing I tell people too, because generally, if you were to talk to Ronnie or Phil Heath or even myself, if you said, "What did you do to get there to be a top pro?" I'd be like, I just trained. I took a bit of gear. Like, because you got the genetics, it just comes sort of naturally to you. Right. That's why I've always said to people, these young kids that say, "I want to be pro. How do you know if I'm going to be pro?" And I said, listen, take the drugs out of it. If you're training hard, you're eating correctly, you're getting the rest in, you're doing everything right, and you got the genetics, you're going to build muscle, and you know you're going to be a pro before you even take a drug. Because we've seen those guys who naturally just grow, and then they take a bit of gear and boom, they're fucking champions. And I'm sorry, you can take all the gear you want in the world. Like you said, the 89% of people, that's never going to happen, no matter how many drugs you push. That's like, some people can pick up a basketball and next thing they're a Michael Jordan, or like a Tiger Woods, starts off young with a golf club and he's a great golfing champion. People are just built for certain things, have the natural ability to do it. And it should come easy. When you've got to force it and pump more drugs in, I'm not there, I'll pump more drugs, still not there. That's not going to happen. So just reevaluate your life and look for other avenues or things you can do that make you happy, because I just hate to see people just have all their eggs in one basket and this is what I have to do. If I can't do this, I'll rather die. It's like, no, you wouldn't rather die. Trust me, that's not really a good option.
No, and there's plenty of ways to make a living inside the bodybuilding fitness world without actually competing. I mean, me and Kenson are pretty much, examples of that.
That's us.
I'm a goofball on the fucking microphone, talking about bodybuilding, right?
That's it, man.
But it's even worse for girls. For the girls that chase their pro card.
If you couldn't be a pro yourself, look, maybe do enough research, do whatever, and maybe become a coach and just don't have to coach bodybuilders, but just coaching. Like when I used to help people, I get someone who's overweight. I used to get great enjoyment seeing their body change, seeing them go from being overweight, transforming into someone where they're happy with their body, they're more confident with themselves. So even though it wasn't me getting in shape, seeing them get in shape and seeing the enjoyment they got and how they felt good, that can make you feel good in the long run. So
absolutely,
you can do rather than, like
100%.
I said, it ain't worth killing. And it's not worth killing yourself over a plastic trophy. Good enough to get one of them. So
it's definitely not. And the girls that compete, it's even more difficult for them. It's in the long run, because you might be damaging your internal organs, and if you wait too long, if you chase this dream, you might not be able to have children. Whether it's
girls, you talk to them who their body fats are so low, some of them haven't had periods for years.
Even have a period, yeah.
Some would take the T3s, and I knew a few that took that back in the day. They went off it. They had to go on Cytomel for the rest of their life because they shut their own thyroid down and they just ballooned up when they stopped dieting. So you really got to see, like, if you can get there. If you can get there, I say, okay. Like myself, I probably, people said I could have taken more gear, but then I figured if I had to push the envelope that little bit more, what would have got me? Maybe a place or two higher, maybe third in the Olympia. But then at what extent then? Would I still be here now, 52? It's just not worth it. You got to just know where your strengths are and play to them and just try and do it safely as you can.
No, I couldn't agree more, man.
And you tried that anyway. You did do more at one point, and it didn't do anything for you. In fact, you felt like shit, right? So, I mean, that's just it. Proper level for things. And if you either have it or you don't when it comes to being a pro.
And that's the thing, when I got that shit feeling, that's like when people talk about the trend and they said, look, I only used it 4 times. That last time I was talking about with Milos today, like when I took it, yes, the cough came, but on top of the cough, it felt like I'd been punched in the fucking sternum by Tyson. He got so tight and painful. And I'm just like trying to breathe, but the needle hanging out my arm. I'm thinking, fuck, this is how it ends like this. It was the worst feeling I could imagine. I didn't know what to do. It's just like the pain was incredible, and I never took it since then. That's why I don't get when I see young kids, I get on Trent, it makes me feel this way. I can't sleep. I'm irritable. I'm like, if you're taking something that makes you feel that shitty, stop fucking taking it.
Stop doing it.
You don't need
That's
it.
how I always.
Trend is fucking shit. I don't know why it became such as trend this, trend that. Fucking get off this shit.
That's how I always felt. Anytime I took something and make me feel terrible, I was done. I would stop taking it.
Stop.
Don't do it.
Yeah, because the whole idea is to make you feel good in the gym, to give you a better trend. I remember the first time I used IGF-1, I felt like I had the flu all the time, and I'm like, I'm not fucking using this shit, and I just got rid of it. Or when if I would have taken Anadrol, and it would
like I'd take that the last 4 weeks, but even then, 4 weeks on it, I'm like, my stomach felt sick. I didn't feel like eating. I'm just like, oh, fucking hell. It's like,
fucking horrible.
Well, or you take, it's almost like I tell people, it's like you're almost not food poisoning, but you get like this, you just feel, you know yourself, like deep down, you're like, something just feels wrong inside, like toxic. Right. You just, but then like people go, oh no, this is what I got to do. That's just part of it. It's hardcore. You got to push through. No, you don't. You're killing yourself. Knock the shit off.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. And it's absolutely just not worth it. And people, society in general is losing sight of what is really important. And if you go, once you step foot into that bodybuilding fitness world, it is like society times 100. Everything is about you, beauty, narcissism, selfishness, so on and so forth. And it does not last. It does not give you a fulfilling life in the long run. It doesn't. Sorry. Hate to kill anybody's dreams, but it's the fucking truth. You know?
Somebody said, do I still talk to Scott? Yes, online sometimes I do. When I'm coming back to Metroflex, I'm not sure.
Who the fuck is Scott?
Scott was the one that did my Scott did my DVDs, bodybuildersreality.com. For 2 years we did a DVD every month where it was just me training, racing at the racetrack. Just followed me around, and every month people got a new DVD, and then I think he put together the best of, so there's like a double DVD series. But on a good note, I should have the preview of my new documentary soon, and I told Gary that I'll send you a copy so you can review it and give your thoughts on my new documentary.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Very, very nice of you.
Good.
How will people be able to see this new documentary?
Amazon Prime when it actually comes out.
Whoa, very nice. Very nice.
It's got a running time of like 2 hours 20, so you can bore yourself for 2 hours 20.
Very cool. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We've been going over this over an hour.
And if you do want to read a good book on Amazon, you can get the Lee Priest Believe in Yourself book.
Wow. Holy shit. Lee Priest Believe in Yourself.
I read it myself. I remember doing it, but I haven't read it.
But before you do that, please click like and subscribe.
And ring the bell.
To my goddamn channel, and ring the bell so that you will be able to get all the new content with me, Kenton, and Lee Priest, and whoever else is on the show. And then go over to EP09 because it's better than Nick Strength and Power.
And SAS 10.
Thank you.
Yes, I did that before you came on. American Dash stuff.
Nick, I used to watch Nick's Strength and that for a while. I haven't actually watched his for ages. Is he still just doing more like wrap-up type things?
He does, he does the news, but I'm not. I mean, I'm saying it because he's my friend. But EP09, it's better because he does the news and he does shit like what we do, you know. So, but what the fuck else was I was gonna say something? I don't even fucking remember. This is ridiculous. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Oh, one of my sponsors dropped me like yesterday's newspaper. Guy calls me up.
Beer League Warriors apparel?
No, not that one. the alternative medicine, the testosterone therapy place. He called me up and he goes, "There's no more need for you, you fucking hard on." And I was like, "Oh man, take it easy." No, it's just it was a money issue. He's like, "I just don't have the money to pay it."
Why don't you contact? I put up the thing on my page. Cutting Edge Labs. They're a new peptide and all that company that's sponsoring me. Why don't you contact them and see if they're interested? Or contact Gym Reapers. Now they're a great clothing line.
Wow.
Actually, I want to contact Gym Reapers. Actually, yeah.
And
Throw my name in. Look, say I have Leon all the time. He's always wearing your clothes on our show. We can...
yeah, Gym Reapers. And what was the other one?
Yeah. It's what was it? I just said it now. The peptide. If you go to my page, I'll send you the thing.
Okay, it's Blowjobs Peptide.
It's nearmyasshole.com.
I actually emailed Titan because my friend Stacy, who's got her YouTube channel is sponsored by Titan, so she told me to email Titan. But yeah, man, listen, it is what it is. We got to fucking do what we got to do to survive, you know.
The Gym Reapers, like I said, that's right. Great, the material's great. Plus, they have belts, knee wraps, wrist
I
wraps.
actually use their belts. I do have their belts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
All right.
You actually heavy enough to wear a belt?
Yeah.
Or you just wear the belt? Like, you ever see those guys that come to the gym? They've already got the belt on when they walk in the gym.
Yeah.
Like,
they have everything on.
They drove the car with the belt on to the gym.
Yeah. No, I have all my gym gear before I even get it. I have my knee wraps on. I have my belt on. I have my the stretchy pants with the shorts over it. Yeah, I have my gloves.
Yeah, biggest
my
the biggest
wrap.
badass in Planet Fitness, John Livia.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I
unitard on, the old hot skins unitard.
Yeah, and I don't do anything. I just walk around like that. And that's it.
Yeah. Set your tripod and just look at yourself.
That's it. That's my workout, bro. That's it. That's where it goes.
Yeah, you can look at my arms all you want, but I got.
Oh yeah, yeah, and the Atomic shoes. That's right. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
You guys are fucked up. I got fucked up friends, and I'm still. Kenton, did you talk to your wife yet, or what?
Oh, about Vegas. Yeah, I told her we were invited. I said, but we don't want to end up divorced, so we're not going.
Come on, man. It'll be fun.
His wife watches the shows and goes, "We're not going anywhere near those fucking people."
No, the broads will stay with the broads. They always could get together. They go shopping, you know. They do whatever they do.
I got you, man. I got Florida that I'm traveling to. I'm still planning on going to Toronto to see Metallica and Limp Bizkit. Like I've got travel.
That's good
on the books, right?
Right.
So
it be going to the fucking Arnold Classic. No excuses. Come on.
You're right about you are right about that. We should absolutely should be.
That's true.
We could sit
next year.
We could sit in the hotel room doing a live play-by-play in the most comical way ever.
Fuck.
Not bad.
You're right too. Weekend? I don't know. Maybe I could pull it off.
What's that? Play-by-play. Do you ever see? You probably never saw it. It's online somewhere where I did the Mr. Olympia from the hotel room, and I had the gummy bears.
Yeah.
And I was using the gummy bears as the competitors. And
oh fuck, we could break that out again. Fuck it.
Yeah, gentlemen.
I don't know.
Thank you very much for coming on and joining me. It is always a pleasure. Much respect and much love. Here's John. Actually, before we get going,
I don't have Ned, but I'm going to leave here right now and give my wife some tweezers and ask her to pluck my asshole one by one.
I'm telling you, bro. Go to CVS, get Nair for shower Nair, and I'm telling you, it works like a charm, bro.
Use a white face cloth to just wipe it off.
You'll thank me in the morning, and if
what
it gets
am I going to thank you for? Because I got a smooth asshole. Like that's my number one priority.
Thank you.
I guarantee you.
Thank you so much, John.
After you get all your ass nice and bald and no more hair, your wife is going to be like, "Oh, I was really hoping one day you would do that to your asshole."
Yeah, that's the thing. The other people go on other shows. They listen to Milos giving protocols on insulin and how to inject and inject. Come on here, you learn how to get a nice clean asshole.
And remember, if it gets irritated afterwards, get some Neosporin, wipe it on that, knock that shit right out, bro. I'm telling you.
I don't know about baby powder.
No. Neosporin. Yeah. It burns.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see the title of this video.
All right, gentlemen. Oh, we didn't even talk about the. This is what happens.
Oh, the contest that was on.
One of the questions was how do you get ripped?
Right.
We didn't even fucking question about. We didn't even talk about that.
Hakeem looked great. I'm happy he's qualified for the Olympia. He looked very good.
Who's that?
Hakeem. He won the show. Remember?
Oh yeah, he looked great. That might be the best Hakeem I've seen. He looked phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like when that's Hakeem. Like when Hakeem has to come in that chiseled in order for him to look that fucking, in order for him to like really say.
He didn't look downsized at all. He still looked just as
No,
big.
he that's because he's got so much fucking muscle. But you know, he's got a strange, you know, his back, his high lat insertion, and he's got a long torso.
It's like people always talk about it, but to me, okay, his back might not be as detailed as some other people, but it's up high, but it's still thick and a big fucking back.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. But when he comes in this shredded, it doesn't really matter because his lower back is so detailed and everything is so fucking detailed that it doesn't matter that he has the high lat insertion. Usually, it looks good from the front. And then from the back, when he does the rear double bar, you're like, it loses it because he's not really that detailed. But this time, man, I don't know what Crescido's doing, but
that's one pose, but all the other side chest, side tricep, front lat, front double bicep, most muscular. So
yeah,
fuck this. The show
his back lat spread is good too.
Yeah,
he's got a good back lat spread. You know,
I tell you, like when people always say it's shit, or when they say Brendan Curry's got shit legs. It's like if you see his legs in person, they're not really shit legs. It's like, people are so fucking picky, aren't they?
Just compared to everybody else, that's what it is. And his legs were separated all the way up to his.
When Brendan Curry standing beside someone like Rami, everyone's going to look like their legs are fucking small and shit.
Right.
But side on,
then
Brendan's legs side on aren't fucking small.
You know, one of the questions that I put up that's on the thumbnail is how do you get shredded? Because that was a question. We didn't even cover that. Should we cover that quickly before we go?
Meth.
I mean, yeah.
But
increase your cardio. Cut.
There you go.
Caloric deficit. You know, don't eat a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
That's it.
Train hard.
Ozempic. Ozempic. I guess. I don't know.
People don't want to hear train hard. You got to diet and cardio.
Yeah, people that.
There's nothing I can take to make it happen quicker. No, there's not, because took Clen, I've taken T3 and all that, and yes, they will help to a degree, only if you're following a strict diet, only if you're doing the cardio. You can, because Dillette, he would always laugh because I go do cardio, and when Dillette was live with me, I say, Paul, you coming to do cardio? He's like, no, son, but turn the air conditioner on. I just took more clenbuterol. I'm burning up. So he'll just use more clenbuterol. Now, look, granted, that's going to work, but if you combine, like I said, you can have someone who's done cardio and taken the fat burners, and someone who's just taken the fat burners. The one who's done both is going to have that grainy and gnarlier look from the hard work. There's no beating hard work. So sorry to tell people, there's no miracle super drug that's going to get you shredded. You just got to toughen up and fucking do the hard work.
That's the fucking truth.
That's it.
All right, gentlemen. Now we're out. I will see you guys very, very soon. Lee, thank you very much. Much respect. Much love, Kenson.
Thank you.
All the respect in the world.
Good to see you.
Later, fellas.
Have a good one.